You're going to be successful in business, you have to be willing to hire people that are smarter than you.
You can't do it yourself. You have to have people that you trust.
Everybody is as important as the next person.
You have to take risks.
Every business should be prepared to be sold in 5 years.
Business Newsmakers is brought to you by Tompkins Mahopac Bank, your local, mobile, and remarkable community bank.
Hello, and welcome to Hudson Valley News Network's Business Newsmakers show, brought to you by Tompkins Mahopac Bank. I'm Filomena Fanelli of Impact PR and Communications, and it's an honor to be joined today by Rebecca Lee, president of Bella Lucci Salon. Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
So you are in the beauty biz, and I want to ask you, how important is image when you're running your own business?
You know, I definitely feel like when you look good, you feel good, it changes your whole way of speaking to people. I think you have more respect for yourself and more respect for others. So people take you seriously and you just hold your head higher and you walk with more confidence. So you believe in yourself even if you're faking it till you make it kind of situation.
And then others maybe believe in you a bit too, right?
Absolutely.
Speaking of believing in yourself, you always knew you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Yes. You know, when I was young, I loved the beauty business. I always would play with my friends' hair and do their makeup. And I knew that I wanted to own my own business, but I wanted to know how to own my own business. So I wanted to go to college for business first. So I followed that path. And right after college, I moved to Atlanta because that was the place to be at the time.
Hot Atlanta.
And I had an interview for the cosmetology school down there, and in the afternoon I had an interview at one of the top salons in the area, and they hired me that day. So the rest is history. I always stayed behind the scenes.
And is owning your business, you've been doing this for 12 years now.
12 years.
Is it what you imagine it would be?
It really is. I mean, there's definitely, you know, there's challenges and there's benefits, but overall every day I really am living my dream because this is exactly what I wanted to be. So it's a pretty cool thing.
And speaking of living your dream, when you first started, I hear there were some things you didn't know and you kind of learned, there was like an uncomfortable payroll situation.
Yeah, you know, being the owner, I had never been in that position, so I was just, every day I unlocked the door and I was like, oh, this is mine. And then when it came to paying my employees that first week, I gave them all their checks and they were like, you need to sign these. I was like, oh, I'm the owner. Wait, I need to sign the payroll.
It's an odd feeling, right?
It is. I'm the be-all, end-all of everything, yeah.
Positivity seems to be in your DNA, and I've seen when you're hiring, if anybody out here viewing today has ever seen Bella Lucci's ads when they're hiring and expanding, it always says, now hiring great personalities. Can you tell me why you put that up front and center in your ads?
I mean, I just believe that I can always train for skill, but I can't train you to be nice, and I can't train you to be a good person. I feel like you have to bring that piece to the table, and I can teach you how to cut hair, I can teach you how to do makeup, I can teach you to be better with your skill set, but it's really hard to change someone's genetic makeup or their personality makeup, their nature. So I want to hire for kindness and then train for skill.
How do you continue to improve your own skills as a business owner?
I am constantly interacting with other salon owners across the country. I'm in networking groups with them, so I'm learning from people that have been doing this far more than I have ever been. And I try to attend as much education seminars as possible with other business owners because they just bring so much to the table, and it's very interesting to learn that the geography, how that impacts, business and clients in our specific business, because the salon business is kind of its own little animal. So it's really nice to learn from people that are experiencing the same thing I am.
It must be so refreshing to talk to others who are in your own shoes.
Absolutely. When you're having the day and you're like, oh, today.
You never have those days, right?
I think we all have those days. But it's so nice to be able to call up, one of the other salon owners and be like, this is what happened to me today. And they're like, okay, this is what happened to me. And you just feel like, okay. And then you have that moment and you let yourself have the moment and then you move on and find a solution and tomorrow's a new day.
And you manage how many people in your salon?
I have
currently?
8 employees.
Okay, so in managing 8 people, you have a cross-section of generations.
Yes.
What's it like to manage? There are differences in those generations. Do you work with millennials and have you?
Yeah, I mean, I because I hire for their personality, they all are like-minded in the sense that they want to guardians of the culture of Bella Lucci. So they're all working together for the greater picture. But there's differences, and I find that with people that are my age are more able to kind of just see like what needs to be done and kind of forge their way to complete the task, whereas a little bit younger, they'll do exactly what you say, but you have to say it first. So you can't take anything for granted that they just know what you're thinking. You have to be more communicative with the younger generation, I find.
Yeah, communication is key, and getting others to take action and to do. So
Absolutely.
You're a motivator in your job also.
You know, everything I do for my business is to make them be better at what they do. So I'm definitely running the business and doing all the numbers and stuff, but my focus is how can I train them to be better? How can I coach them to be better? What opportunities are available to make them better? Because really by making them all excel in their skill set, it makes the business grow as a whole. So I try to focus on what they need individually to make a big picture growth.
And in doing so, have you ever taken a wrong turn? Have you ever gotten it wrong?
You know, we have definitely attended education and made business decisions that didn't kind of have the return on investment that we wanted, but I always say to the team that if they go to an education or attend an experience and they learn one thing, then the whole thing was worth it. So sometimes it's one thing in 8 hours, but you learned one thing, so we have to focus on what we can control.
I think it's a good attitude to just even say, if I learn one new thing today, then that is success.
It's success, exactly.
That's a win.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your wins with us.
Yes, thank you.
For being here in this studio. Thank you very
for
much,
having
Rebecca.
me. Thank you.
I hope you'll continue to tune in each week to hear some lessons from those who have been there and done that. Be sure to tune in next week to hear from another well-worthy leader in the Hudson Valley.
Now it's time for this week's Tompkins Tip with Amy Greiner, Vice President of Business Development.
It's said that bigger is better. Then again, good things come in small packages. So when it comes to business banking, which is best, big banks or small ones? Big banks typically offer a comprehensive selection of financial products and services, allowing borrowers to streamline finances and associated needs, since the areas can be managed by one provider. Have a widespread recognition that gives customers ready access to ATMs and service providers across an expansive graphic location. Along with some smaller ones tend to be technologically savvy, providing their clients with digital banking options, including mobile applications. Small banks normally are associated with specific geographic regions, giving them a close affiliation to the local communities they serve and the region's needs. Small banks typically provide a high level of personal service, with customers often having direct access to the bank's decision makers. They may be affiliated with a network of providers, thereby widening their scope of customer service, such as investment and insurance products. When it comes down to it, measure the best bank for your needs by the one that provides your business with the financial products, services, and personal attention for your firm's needs.
Business Newsmakers is brought to you by Tompkins Mayapack Bank, your local, mobile, and remarkable community bank.